Oh snap! Snap! Hold on. So we're live, but give me like 3 seconds, okay?
Is that you?
No, that's not me. Don't he look like Bruno Mars though? He do. Everybody be saying he look like Bruno Mars, and I mean it's legit. All right, so how do I? Okay, good. Actually, live. What's going on, everybody? No, you're good. Tokens.
Dropping some gems today, guys, with creative financing. Subject to what is seller financing, what is executory contracts, how you can get your very first deal, if not your second deal, via terms with the declining market happened. We'll wait for a little more people to come in and get the show rolling.
Is there? Don't worry about it. No, it's not. It's a nerd thingy. This is my Harry Potter wand. Yeah, that's my. Yeah, you're right. Okay, that's legit. Share the live if he gets it. Okay, hold on. So we got some feedback saying your mic is not. Okay. How about that? Let's check it out now. Hold on. Sorry, we're taking a little bit. Let me double check. How are you doing? You ready for this? Knowledge. I'm hyped. So I'm just checking to see. Someone said that your mic was not working, so we're gonna. We got Bruno Mars in the building. Oh, I should have said guest Bruno Mars, and everybody would have been like, "What?" So yeah, I got some people coming over and they have kids, so you probably can hear that. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, let's start. I'm ready when you're ready, man.
Yeah, we're gonna start, and we'll just see how it goes. For everybody that's listening actually right now, can you put in the comments, can you hear Franklin's mic? Because I'm getting feedback from people saying that they cannot hear it, so talk a little bit. They can't hear it. No. Check this out. No, you can't. Here's my shoulder. Alright, check this out. How about now?
I don't know, guys, if you guys can hear me.
Technical difficulties. Can you talk now?
Yeah. Check 1, 2, 3. Can you guys hear me? Let me know.
Should be good.
All right.
My bad, guys. We taking a while to start, but you know what's going on. I'm Cody G. I am the owner of Keegley North. Can you speak up a little bit? You're saying yeah, barely. Okay, I'm not sure. Hold on. Let's try this again. Technical difficulties, folks.
Check. Can you guys hear me? All right. Let me know. All right. I think we should probably start.
Oh wow. Keep it like up like that. There we go. There you go. We're good now.
All right.
Wow. Thanks for everybody for bearing with on that. How embarrassing. So yeah. Your dad just said that now. Well, how about now? Just that we're good now though. But all right, what's going on, everybody? I am Cody G with Keegley North in Keegley North, Texas. Here with my co-host, Franklin Cartuche.
Hey everyone, thanks for everyone who's hopping on live and spending some time here with us. Today's topic, we're going to be talking about creative financing. You know, what is subject to, what is seller finance, and how the process work and how you can, start doing it in this declining market.
100%. So for like everybody listening right now, like what is creative financing? Like what's Subto for somebody who's never heard of that?
Yeah, very good question, man. So I can spend hours and days talking about creative financing. So
how about like, okay, let's for somebody that is brand new, brand new into real estate, they heard about creative financing. How could you break it down 101?
Yep.
How to even do anything in creative financing?
For sure. So with creative financing, like with wholesaling, it's all about getting an assignment fee, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when you're entering the world of creative financing, you're all about the cash flow. Right. You can write wholesale creative financing deals, but it's all about the cash flow, how much you have to pay every single month versus how much you can bring in. Okay. Right? Whether it be bring in via Airbnb, short-term rental, long-term rental, corporate rentals. Mm-hmm. But essentially, guys, what a subject to is you are buying a property or acquiring a property, piece of real estate, where the owner's debt is still in place, right? Mm-hmm. But instead of you getting a new loan just to pay off an existing loan, you're just taking over the responsibility of that mortgage payment on behalf of the seller. Mm-hmm. Right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So when a seller or when a home buyer gets approved to get to buy a house, right, they have to go through a lengthy process, right? They have to show W-2 statements. Mm-hmm. They have to get the credit pulled. Mm-hmm. We have to bring a certain amount down, right? Yes. Typically 20% down, mm-hmm. right? So the beauty with creative financing is that you avoid all that. And you can acquire property where you don't have to go through the process, where you go directly to the seller and you say, you know what, Mr. Seller, let me take over the debt that you have in place, mm-hmm. right? I'm not going to get a new loan, but I'll take over the debt and I take legal ownership. So right. with subject to and creative financing, you are going to be the legal owner, right? Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of benefits with that, and also with someone who's a seller who's really motivated to sell, right? They're fine. Let's say they have no equity, mm-hmm. right? And if they have no equity, then if they put it on the market, they have to cut a check right. to sell their property, mm-hmm. right? So that's the benefit of with credit financing is you help the seller out in that situation, but then what you get is you get to avoid going to the banks. Right. You avoid getting your credit pulled. You avoid having to show W-2 statements, right? Mm-hmm. I think like 2 years of W-2 statements.
So that's massive, though.
Right?
That's massive.
That's massive. So you can acquire so many properties like that without getting a loan from the bank.
Okay.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Do you find it hard, like negotiating with people to even agree to these terms, or do you know what I'm saying? Like, all right, let's back it up.
Yeah.
How do you even start this? Like, how do you acquire properties? Yep. How do you acquire your leads?
That's a very good question, man. And it all starts with marketing. Find these homeowners, right? It's all about marketing, about finding that that prospect that's open to this idea. And obviously, we're in the business of not real estate, but we're in the business of people. You know,
Yeah.
you're dealing with people. It's people. You gotta sell yourself.
100%.
So, step one, market. Try to find these upmarket leads, right? Your experience with direct to
I'm sorry. I'm not like I'm just grinning right now.
it's too much knowledge for you.
Dude, you got me cracking up.
Hey, yeah. So that's what creative financing, guys. So I can show you like from step one and from step 2 and 3 on how to do this, right? So first, market.
Right.
Market. You've got to find these homeowners who are in distress.
How do you find those homeowners? Do you
Very
pull
good question.
lists or
So,
like what are you doing?
At American Home Offer, right?
Mhm.
Property specialist at American Home Offer, but what we really target is county data.
Okay.
We go to the county, Hennepin and Ramsey County, the Twin Cities, and we market to code enforcement, tax delinquent, all of the government lists. Water shut off. We have some lists of water shut off. So, and then the way we market is via telemarketing.
Okay.
Right. We cold call. We prospect. We dial.
You specifically, do you have a team or like?
We have a small team. Yeah.
Okay, for sure.
We have a VA doing that for us as well, and with the declining market, we kind of had to get back in the phones,
Right.
to start marketing.
Totally.
So we call it. We have a script obviously,
Mhm.
and if the seller says, you know what, yeah, I'm open to the idea.
Yeah.
Then here's one thing as well, guys. Never. This is the problem that I had at the beginning. I always pitched creative financing right away.
Got it.
You don't do that.
I feel like
Always go for a low cash offer.
okay.
Because when you learn this business, like, it's really exciting. Like, damn, like,
Do it for sure.
fuck, like I want to do this every single deal. But
Mhm.
but no, like as an investor, you have to get things low, really, really low. So always start with cash offer. Doesn't make sense. Boom.
Boom.
Mr. Seller, if I can give you the price you want, can you give me the terms that I need? Right?
Okay. That's slick.
Yeah.
A lot of people like hearing that then?
A lot of people. So when they answer my question, when I asked them, can you give me the terms I need?
Mhm.
I really listen to how they react.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
what is their response to, like, what does that mean? Like,
Yep.
what do you mean the terms you need?
Yep. So if I can get you the price you want, because if it doesn't work for a cash offer, that means that you guys are stuck in at a price where it doesn't
At a retail price.
yeah, or maybe like even not retail, maybe a little below retail, but still doesn't work for a wholesale,
Right.
because for a wholesale deal, you gotta get it
You gotta
really
be
stupid
low,
low,
yeah.
Especially now in the market, you gotta get it really, really low.
Around 50%.
Yeah, exactly. So let's say you're negotiating with a homeowner and it just does not make sense for a cash offer. It doesn't, like, it's way too much. You're gonna lose money if you buy it at that one month, right? So obviously our strategy is creative financing, where we say, can you give me the price, the terms I need? I'll give you the price. And then if a seller says, you know what does that mean, right? I'm open to hearing, but what does that mean? and this is what I always say, right? I always try to stick to what has worked, right? And what I was taught how to pitch. Basically, what you gotta say, well, if I can get you the number that you want, the price that you want, can you allow me to make payments over time?
Mhm.
Boom, right? Because with creative financing, you're not making the payment at once,
Right.
over time, right?
Over a long period of time.
Exactly. So
Okay. And so how, like, what made you decide to even like go this route? Like, how did was
the market, bro.
the market?
The market's tanking.
100%.
But just think about it, man. Like, if you only have to bring $5, $10, $15, $20 to buy a property that you can cash flow it maybe in a month, maybe sooner.
Right.
Match like just a cash and cash return on that. Where if you have to buy something like to get a loan, you have to go through the process.
Mm-hmm.
You get credit pulled, W-2 statements, and you have to bring, like, for an investment loan, you have to bring like 35% down, right?
Yeah.
So think about the benefits, right?
Huge.
And it takes really just a trip to the county to get the title from the owner to yours.
Just like that.
Just like that. Imagine how many profits you can buy, right?
I mean, to me, is there a limit?
No limit, man.
I mean, it's like, to me, it honestly sounds almost too good to be true. And
Exactly. It's kind of like wholesaling. Like,
Yeah.
I can get,
But, like,
I can get 20K like within matters of weeks, if not months.
But a little, not to knock on what I'm doing anything, but like almost a little bit better because you can still meet these people at that retailer almost retail
Exactly.
price.
So
and now it's just
guess how many people can convert more? Because with the cash offer doesn't work, boom, doesn't work. Like, just
you're
doesn't work.
basically converting all of my dead leads.
Exactly, yeah. And shout out to Pace. You know, I'm a student of his.
Yeah,
He always
Pace,
talks
shout
about
out Pace.
shout out Pace Morby. If you watch this, you better come to Minnesota, right?
For real. He said he would. And Jamil, I'm gonna call both of y'all out.
Jamil.
And actually, I know they got content of that, so it's all good.
Yeah, but there's no limit on this.
That's crazy. Right? That's a game changer.
And with creative financing, you get super creative. Super creative. It's overwhelming with how many strategies you can do on creative financing. With wholesale, it's just one. Doesn't work. Cash offer, boom, doesn't work. Right? So creative financing, fine. I can go up in price, but my down payment has to be lower.
Right.
Vice versa. Fine, I'll give you more, but
typically,
you have to give me good interest rate.
Typically, what are you looking at for like a down payment when you're going?
Yeah. The less the better, obviously. The less the better.
Right.
I don't like to go anything above 15%.
Okay.
And nothing above 50% because a lot of sellers are like, yeah, sure, I'm open to the deal. Give me 20% down. Like, well, with that same amount of capital, I can go buy 2-3 more properties with the same capital. So that's why that's a deal kill.
So you just weed through it. Got it.
And also, typically, kind of this is my buy box. So, with interest rate, nothing above 4%.
Okay.
Interest rate, down payment. Obviously, if I can come buy a property with 5, 10, 15 grand down, I'll take it.
Okay.
And I don't like balloons. So what a balloon payment is, like, let's say the sellers agree on terms, but they want all the money like after 10 years or 5 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
So basically you have to pay everything off, right? 5 to 10 years.
5 to 10 years?
Yeah. I mean,
depending on what you.
Yeah. Depending. But
so typically, like, what are you using longer terms, like 20? Have you?
I love 30.
30.
But I mean, the deal that I'm working right now is seller's open at 20.
Okay.
20 years. So and no balloon payment. So that's a good deal at a 3.5 interest rate.
There you go. I mean, like that's
so Cody, if you go to the bank right now,
yeah,
the interest rates are crazy.
Yeah,
you get one at 7%, man.
Dude, getting rocked. Getting rocked.
Exactly. So, that's why with credit financing, it's like, it's a true win-win. It's a true win because the seller gets the number that they want, right? They get a down payment, right? If that's what they wanted, a down payment, they have the money that they need, right?
Right.
And then, boom, they're done. They're out of the deal, and then you're just making. I mean, and I'm sorry, not out of the deal. They're always gonna be in the deal because their loan is gonna still be in place. But technically, like if you make payments every single month, it's gonna be passive with them. Like, if like let's say if it's a seller finance deal, right? And let me go back a little bit. Well, the difference between a subject to and a seller finance is with the subject to, there's a loan in place.
Okay.
Right? There's a loan in place. You don't own the property outright.
Okay.
But with a seller finance situation, the owner owes nothing. There's no mortgage. Does that make sense?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So, I like seller.
That's sick. I mean, seller financing all day then.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
and
if they don't own anything, then it's a cakewalk, right?
Exactly.
Those are the best kind of deals for you. That's sick. Okay.
And you can do that with commercial, with multifamily, not just real estate.
Like, can't you do this with anything?
You can buy a car, you get seller financing. Like, I tried doing that.
Did you?
Yeah.
How'd it go?
I mean, they weren't down because they weren't motivated themselves. But I mean, if you pull a list of people who are behind on their car payments, maybe kind of like in real estate, you go after motivated individuals.
That's funny,
right?
That's so funny, yo. If you creative finance a sick car,
I'm looking for a drop top Mercedes.
No, I mean, if you're gonna creative finance a car, it needs to be like a McLaren or like something crazy.
You drove a McLaren? No, you drove an Aston.
Oh yeah.
In Arizona?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are.
How was that, bro?
I felt like James Bond. Yeah, no, it was a crazy guy. In creative finance, how to get an Aston. We're just trying to learn from this guy right here. But okay, so for you, what is your daily like what does your workload look like? So like what is somebody that is a creative finance investor do? Like how like what is your daily work like?
So with creative finance is strategy, but like all in all, like creative finance is just you're in the rental business. You acquire it, it's a rental, or it can be like a short-term Airbnb. So it's a different business.
Right.
Right now at American Home Out, we're really focused on wholesaling, like the ones that we don't want financing, and we're gonna start keeping the ones that we want.
Okay.
And we really want to acquire multi-family.
Okay.
Duplexes, triplexes, quadplexes on creative financing.
100%. Okay.
And based on my experience with talking to so many sellers, people who own a lot of property or landlords, they know the business, they know
Right.
finance, so it's so much better and easier than you go
Talk to them.
yeah. Opposed to someone like Joe Schmo who like just bought the house and
yeah, that's their only asset.
They don't. You have to explain like really.
100%. That's cool. I mean, that's definitely a niche that you could really rock, because especially that they already know that kind of that language.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, the more that that you guys continue to build your brand and your reputation, people are just going to nonstop. They're gonna see how legit you all guys are. So
and content creation is huge, man. I don't want to deviate too much, but like, man, you've been killing in the content creation games, like social media. So, I guess what are some tips that you recommend someone who like wants to get to be, being able to be really consistent posting, how exactly do you plan your content and stuff like that?
Just do it every day. Every day.
So do you have like a plan, or just pick up the phone? I'll say whatever I have to say.
Any way that you can add value, or any way that you can add value, or any way that you can let somebody know what you're doing, that's the big thing for me. I want to let everybody know who I am, where I work, what markets, what states that I work in, connect you with my team when I need to. But other than that, like teach people the benefits of agent outreach for the fact that you can create self-sufficient business. That's the way that I like it. Zero money down. Just basic, not basic tips, but like some tips that can help people going. Like for you, like so many things about creative financing and Subto. So the more that you hop on content creating and drop gems, like because the thing is like it's the future. What you're doing is literally the future, and the fact that not a lot of people get it, have heard of it, or know of it. So like they literally need more people doing it, and then they need to see more people that it's possible. Dude, you're a young entrepreneur, that like a young successful entrepreneur, and like a lot of like, dude, 90% of people always get into entrepreneurship, and like 90% of them all fail.
Why do you think that is?
Because they give up. They quit. Like a real entrepreneur never stops.
Exactly.
And like like you keep going until you find your niche, or you create your systems in your business where like you're flowing and everything. But like you literally done that through your guys' business. I mean, you guys.
Like how do you handle? Because obviously entrepreneurship is a roller coaster. So there's some days like you just want to give up. So what are some ways, or what things that you do to overcome that thought and emotion that you have?
I really care about my mental health, and I really care about my physical health. I'm in the gym a lot. Do a lot of meditation. I mean, I live a very crazy life, and so like I really try to tone in my life, and I really care about those things. Like my mental health is very important. Then the most important thing besides that is who I surround myself with. I surround myself with people that are sharks in business, that people like that are not just sharks in business, that are people that like want more. Like they're never, not that we're never satisfied, but like I'll see you at the top.
Yeah.
And like I want to be surrounded by everybody that has that kind of attitude and mentality. And so once that started happening and taking off, it was over. And so that's the one way that I recommend everybody to do it. Like even if you get into creative financing, like that's great. I think the most important thing to really do is obviously know your business, but create relationships with people that can really, because this is a lonely journey. You know, entrepreneurship is a lonely journey, and it is a roller coaster. There's days where you're cold calling and everybody tells you to fuck off.
Yeah.
Oh, and then there's gonna be a day.
Sometimes worse than that, but yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. But then there's gonna be a day where boom, that one came in and it made your month. But
there we go.
like
Yeah,
that's literally what it's about, you know, and that's what we're trying to demonstrate through the podcast, through your business, through my business is, we're an asset for people, and you're an asset, and But like, so all right, so check it out. Break me down some of the things that were really hard for you when you first got it.
The creative financing space.
Yeah.
So, I think it's not. I don't think I struggled that much, to be honest, because I've done wholesaling.
Mm-hmm.
I know the business. I know how to talk to sellers. But I guess one of the obstacles that I first, have had to overcome is explaining the process to these sellers. Right? Making them believe, hey, this is real. Like, I mean, we can do this. We can do this deal. It's possible.
Right.
Right. It's like explaining something like out of, just completely like not heard of, right? To someone, who's in a sticky situation, needs to sell their house, and like, do you think they want to be talking about something that kind of seems sketchy or like scamming? No,
not at all.
That's why I always say, like, and I'm always gonna recommend it's like, get on the phones, like get on the sure, like. It's scary. I mean, I hate it, but bro, it's like,
no, I hear you, dude.
It's like getting punched in the face when you're first starting on in boxing, man. Remember I used to shout out to this guy. You taught me a lot in boxing, and it's like you gotta get punched in the face a couple times. Same with sellers, you gotta get yelled at to overcome it.
That's a great analogy, though.
But then,
like, literally, you use this analogy that I love. Building that rhino skin. I like that. I like when you say that.
Shout out to TTP.
Brent
Daniels, he was big on building that rhino skin because he's big on cold calling as well.
For sure. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so just making the seller believe like this is doable, because it's simple, right? Especially with wholesaling, a lot of people complicate it. The concept is simple. It's just to actually do a deal is hard, right? And to find a good deal is hard, but it's simple, right?
100%.
It's simple.
It's so funny you say that. Yeah.
You just learn, take action, fail, and then move on. Move on and be consistent and take action every day, right?
So were the contracts much different when you were getting it? Like, because like when you're saying that they're creative contract, or you agree to my terms. So I'm assuming every property is different. Every seller has a different situation, so the terms are going to be different every situation. So then, do you make custom contracts for every property that you're dealing with, or how does that work?
So the very first deal that I did actually fell through. Okay. And I would recommend just squat up with someone who's done this so many long for a long time, or know what they're doing. Squat up with them. They're going to be open to giving you the contract. If you bring them a good lead or deal, they're gonna be open to giving you the contract. But in my case, last year, it was last year when I joined Subto. So shout out to Face Marby, he's a really, really incredible guy.
For sure.
And he provides all the contracts. He provides his mentorship, provides all the Subto, the seller finance, executory contract, everything, assignment, right? Purchase agreement, everything. So, and for anyone who's listening, if you have a deal or a lead that that you need help with, I can provide the contract, right? We can JV, we can squat up, and be more than happy to give that if we get a deal done. So, but yeah, the contract is a little bit tedious. More than happy to.
Oh, my bad, I didn't mean to do that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that's, to me, that's super huge, because I think where a lot of people get caught up is contracts, just because.
Yeah. Even with wholesaling, I'm like, how can they put these together? Like,
right.
I've never done this, right? I'm not an attorney.
But isn't it wild to where you are right now? How it's like riding a bike now, though.
Yeah.
But like,
I want to say riding a bike, because they're always gonna.
You can always get better.
You learn something in every deal you do.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
My friends who have been doing this for a long time, even pays mortgage says he always learns something new. You always something to learn. I mean, you always learn something new in every deal that you do, right? So I wouldn't say like I'm perfect at it. I'm always learning, but you know, definitely once you get a deal across the line, then you kind of you believe in yourself.
100%.
Like, yeah, this is doable. And
You
it's
know,
easier and easier.
100%. So for those that are like, thinking that, they want to get into creative financing or, Subto, but they want to, like, how do they create a pipe? Like, how do you create, a pipeline? Like, do you just go to the office to grind every day? Like, how do you do it? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. So
You guys have KPI, like, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like walk through like how you do that so people can just get a better understanding. Because like everything you say sounds so amazing, but then like to me it's like is it too good to be true? Like it just sounds way too good. So like spice it up a little bit. So elaborate a little more.
Yeah, for sure. So we never focus on we never market for strictly creative finance deals. Our business, our acquisition company, American Home Offer, goes targets strictly for motivated sellers.
Okay.
Motivated sellers, right? So we have a BA calling those niche lists that I mentioned earlier.
Right.
We're on the phones prospecting for leads, and then once we get a lead on the pipeline, it goes to our CRM. Right? We use REI Sips as a CRM, and that CRM stores the data that we get. Right. The data, the list, and the leads that we get. And then we call, hey, what's going on? Are you looking to sell? Yes, okay. Boom. I'll go through my process of qualifying. I'll present my cash offer. Does it make sense? Mr. Seller, I know the cash offer doesn't work, but if I can get you the price you want, can you give me the terms I need to make it work for both of us? And boom.
So say that all goes down, right? Typically, he agrees to the price.
Yep.
And he says, all right, let's hear the terms, right? Oh. So say that he agrees to the terms. What's the typical, what's the time frame on a deal? Like wholesaling, let's close fast. What's it look like?
It's the same process wholesaling. Same process. You get under contract, right? And then you find a buyer for it, right? We're working on a deal right now. We're trying to find a buyer for a property that's already under contract.
Okay.
Same process wholesaling.
Got it.
But it's just the way you acquired it is via creative financing. It's not a cash,
Got it.
And also one recommendation that I like to do personally is I never want to give an offer. Never give your price off first.
I always obtain that.
Same thing with creative financing.
100%.
And this is a really good line that I always use that from a pace. If someone says, well, how much down can you give me, or what's the interest rate? Like they're asking you to get your number, right? They're asking you, well, how much can you do? What are the terms? I always say, I would like to say, well, like let's just say this is a seller finance situation where there's no mortgage.
Right.
And then what I like to say every time, like, well, whenever I get asked that question, my response is always the same, Mr. Seller, right? I'm making you the bank, right? When I go to the bank, I don't ask the bank is right. My terms are
right.
I walk in the bank of you, Mr. Seller.
Of you,
right?
yeah.
Yep, of you. And you gotta tell me how much down that you would need to feel secured, right?
Got it.
And over X amount of time, right?
Right.
And if there's something that you don't know, like in this call, I'll give you time. I'm just planting some seeds for our next conversation. Then when you follow up, boom, they should have kind of terms of what you want, right?
That's awesome.
Right?
That's crazy. Yeah, that's super cool. Okay. Real quick, so for people tuning in, if you have any questions, please comment. We're gonna quick check. If anybody has questions, we would love to really answer those questions.
Drop on fire mode.
I think it's a great opportunity to really, gain some knowledge right now. Franklin's really dropping some gems, and this is a great opportunity. So hold on one second. Let me quick check all these. How do I do all this? There's a lot going on. Okay.
I just ask some questions, guys. Ask some questions. I mean, with credit financing as well, like you acquire, so you're the legal ownership. So with rentals, guess what? You get tax benefits. You get the appreciation. You get appreciation, right? Like it surprised me because with wholesalers, like they get big assignment fees, but they get taxed on that, right?
Right.
That's why if you can acquire properties via credit financing, you get it right. You get a not pay that much in taxes because you own real estate,
Right.
right? So
It's so slick, though. I mean, that's
is
why
it?
they call it. Yeah, I mean, obviously that's why they call it creative. I mean, it's a creative way to really go in there and add value for both
Yeah.
people, and everybody honestly wins. And then, I mean, it's
And guess what? I know a lot of people who moved into their personal home, and they acquired it on
see
credit finance.
that's super sick because I would love to acquire some homes,
Exactly.
just literally like
In
that.
Dallas, man. Every time you go to Dallas,
I need to acquire
you got
a
your Subto
big
house,
old
right?
mansion out in Dallas. But all right, cool. So, what like for somebody watching right now, they heard this. What is some motivational advice? Uh, what is some motivational advice that you would give somebody to get into this?
in credit finance, which is like entrepreneurship or real estate.
All right, let's both.
Well, okay.
Let's start with entrepreneurship. If somebody right now is
Fine.
like, "Hey, should I go to college?" Or
I'll give advice on my experience, right? Each
Okay.
experience is different.
Yeah.
But honestly, if I would go back, I would have worked for someone who has what I want, right? I
100.
started off by myself, and I started with another associate of American Home Offer,
Mhm.
and it was. I feel like I could have achieved what I wanted at a faster rate if I worked for someone or connect with someone who had what I wanted, right?
Mhm.
So and also just work on the mindset, and to be really specific, like always be active, be moving,
Yeah.
right? Like our previous guest or 2 episodes ago, Jacob Simpson, he always talked about like moving and active.
Yeah.
I totally agree with that, right? I totally agree with that. And for me, I found the love of sport and boxing, right? And shout out to you again for help me train. But I mean, just being active, working on the mindset, listening to podcasts, right, books, and just being surrounded with like-minded individuals. So,
Mhm. Okay. So I mean, if that sounds cool to you, because that sounds great. That's what you want to be like. That's what you want to surround yourself with. So if you want to get into entrepreneurship, surround yourself with like-minded individuals that are gonna hype you up, boost you up. You want to be around that stuff. Like you want what they have.
Yeah.
That you want.
So even you, man, like when I saw you training, like, dang, this guy trains. He's in real estate. I gotta connect with this guy. Like I want to.
100%.
And then we trained a lot. We had a lot of smart sessions together, and like every time I'm with you, like we talk about real estate.
Talking
we
real
train,
estate, talking business, find ways that we.
and I want to just surround myself with people like that, man. Like people who are like-minded, wants to escape the matrix.
I mean, we did. We found the glitch. I mean, that's how I honestly look at it. Though this is literally, it's so funny. This last year of my life literally feels like a highlight reel.
Yeah.
Like no joke.
It's crazy, man.
And
Yeah.
it's because it's because of this. I believe I tell Joe all the time. Like we found the glitch. This is insane, and the way how you can create these systems and make it so self-sufficient. It's ridiculous. So I mean,
100%.
all right, check this out. We're here in 2023. What do you got cooking for us? What are we gonna expect,
Man,
from
love that
you, from the company you're with? Like, what do you got going? Like,
man, we just want to create a business where it's delegated, systematized,
Mhm.
right? We got team members are hard workers,
sure.
and acquire a lot of assets via credit financing,
Mhm.
and just do a lot of content creation, a lot of branding. See, a lot of branding.
A lot of branding.
I definitely learned a lot, and I always, every time I see you post online, man, like I get motivated. Like this guy's consistent. Let's get it. Right now. I gotta do something. Like it motivates, right? Exactly. When I see you train, like damn, I gotta train now.
Oh yeah, no, I mean
So
that's what it is.
yeah. So this year, one of the biggest goals is acquire properties, multifamily via credit financing.
Okay.
Right. Get the deal flow coming in. Do maybe some agent outreach. Maybe down the road this year.
Right.
But this year.
I was gonna recommend that actually for you guys because you guys are killing it already in the creative financing and Subto to the point where Get some agent outreach going.
Yeah,
Get
yeah.
like a wholesale pipeline where you have that 1 or 2 deals going a month while you're still doing your
Dude,
guys.
maybe that could be the next episode, man. How Cody could do agent outreach in the cities. There we go.
We can do that. We even hop on a few calls if you
There we
want. We can get
You
crazy
close deals, right? You close deals.
every day. I wish every day. No, but I mean, that was one thing that we were really trying to do more with the podcast, and we've been on a couple other episodes. Is we want to really add value to people that watch the podcast that are in real estate investing. Either if it's wholesaling, either if it's creative financing and Subto, or even if you're just like a regular real estate. I don't get it. There's ways that we can all fill. Like you can fill the void for me. I can fill the void for you, and we can fill voids for agents where we can all start collaborating more on a level where, like at the end of the day, like I just want to make meaningful relationships and create good business. That's what we're gonna do. So
awesome, man.
Everybody that wants to get a hold of Franklin and get into Subto, this is your man right here. And if you ever have any questions or need help in the Twin Cities areas with creative finance deals, yo, you already know. Everybody knows you guys are the sharks in town. Let's keep it going, man. Thank you for honestly hopping on and talking about this. I've actually had a lot of people wanting to hear more about creative financing.
The one I hear about creative financing, well, from the one and only Bruno Mars, man.
Bro, okay, hold up. For everybody on here right now, this is Bruno Mars right here. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna clip this. I'm gonna tag Bruno and be like, bro, I found you a doppelganger. It's right here.
I'm Bruno Mars' lost brother, man. I'm his lost brother. All right, hey, Cody, appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, and shout out to this guy. Cody set everything up because he really do the podcast studio, man. Looks really nice. So big shout out to this guy, and he's pulling out the one and only one.
This is the deal one. Don't fuck around. All right, don't mess around. All right. All right, y'all. Thank you for tuning in the podcast. Thank you for everything, and we'll see you next month, suckers.
Take care, guys. Take care.